In this third tutorial about doing research online, we'll review Wikipedia and look at ways that we can use the site responsibly to find reliable sources. Many of you have been warned by teachers in high school not to actually quote or reference Wikipedia. And there's some truth to that because at any time, anyone can edit a single page. However, with many pages, there are actual citations at the bottom of the page. So we're going to actually review the site to actually use those sources, and then we can then later cite those sources, and only using Wikipedia as sort of as a gateway to get to those reliable sources. So I'm going to start with my term snowplow parenting, which we've been reviewing from the beginning. And Wikipedia doesn't have anything. So I'm going to try lawnmower parenting. And again, there is nothing. However, much of the literature has been talking about helicopter parenting, and so I found information, and even the AutoGuess brings it up, which is a good sign, meaning others have written about helicopter parenting. And we find that there is, in fact, an article about helicopter parents, also another one on parenting styles. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one here. At this point, I can start to read the article if I need somewhat of an overview of the topic. However, again, if you don't have expert knowledge on the topic, then you have to read with caution because you're not sure if what you're reading has been vetted by an actual expert. But continue to read regardless because you do need some of that basic subject knowledge on the topic, and then you can actually read the expert articles to verify whether what you read was true or not. And so here I can actually start looking through the references. And so we have author, title of the article, and then the source. So this one is Healthy Living Magazine. That's more of a popular magazine, sort of something you would find in the grocery stores. So I'm going to bypass that. It's going to be less academically rigorous, so less of an authority. You have here an actual book. And how do I know that? Because I see city and state, and that's a publisher's name. And I see that it was published in '69. It's a bit too old, so I'm going to bypass that. I have here another book, and how do I know that? I see that it was in this book, so it's italicized, so it lets me know it's either a book or a journal. And it's on page 4, so I'm guessing that this is a book. We have something here in Forbes magazine. So again, that's more of a mainstream magazine. I'm looking for something that would be published by an academic journal, published by sociologists or psychologists, because we're talking about generational differences. And again, I'm interested in mental health issues with students. It was published in 2016, so it's relatively new, but I'm not liking the fact that it was published in Forbes. So I can go through these articles and I want to sort of skim them, kind of bypass the ones that are a bit older. If there is something about helicopter parenting that can provide me an overview of it, I might want to look at that, especially if in my research project I want to explore where snowplow parenting came from and how it's similar and different from helicopter parenting. So that wasn't one of my original research questions, but as I continue to read and find sources, I can start to either modify my research question or I can have follow-up questions. I can choose to, in my project, provide a historical context for these different parenting styles. Now down here, I find something that's been published recently, a 2019 article, but it was published in the New York Post. So this is kind of like a popular online newspaper. It used to be in print. But if I wanted to check this out, I can right click and open it as a new tab, as I've been doing all along. And so this particular source is not as academically rigorous. However, if I scroll down here, I find that they actually cite the actual study that they're reporting on. So this is from the University of Michigan. On this site, which is produced by a university, and we have here their medical department, we have a study that was conducted by them. So now I have a credible resource that I can cite, or if I need to quote, I can use this article. So in review, We started with Wikipedia just to get an overview of the topic, to learn a little bit about it, to get some background information. And then we're going down here, skimming through their sources, looking at the publication sources, the year, and also the titles to find something that seems like a good fit based on our questions that we have. And then we right click and redirect it to a source. And I don't want to cite this source because it's not that credible. It's more popular mainstream. However, this source does quote the original study, and then I can go to that original study, and now I've found an excellent source. So this is how you can use Wikipedia to find reliable, effective sources for your project. The next step is to visit Sakai Testing Quizzes to complete the quiz on Wikipedia. Thereafter, your assignment is to find one source using the Wikipedia site.